Hey, Leia, do you want a ball? Good girl. Do you want to drop it for me? Nope. All right. Good girl. Hi. Preciosa. Want to drop it? Good girl. Sneak. Ready. Steady. Go. All right, so as promised, the explanation of the marker word and luring. So marker word marks the exact point in time that she does something that we like. The specific point of it is that pinpoint accuracy on timing. It predicts that she's going to get food, so every time she hears it, she should get a reward afterwards, but it doesn't have to necessarily be immediate. Right now, it'll be within 2 to 3 seconds, but it could be up to 10, 15 seconds once she gets the idea and concept later on. So if you were to call her in from outside and didn't have a treat immediately on hand, I do this with my dog all the time, where I call him in, I tell him he did a good job, and then we go inside and he gets the snack. So it's a little bit of a delay, but I'm marking the specific behavior of him running quickly towards me as the thing that I want to see again. And they've done studies and they figured out dogs learn faster when they have a marker that's paired with the food as opposed to just the food by itself. So they essentially learn faster because they learn clearer. It's more specific what you're teaching them. So to start a marker word, all we're doing is the word and then the treat gets delivered. One of the important things about that is that they don't see the treats, that they're not fully aware that they're right there. So yes. And then the food gets delivered. So we did that a fair few times yesterday, probably about 50 at least. Yes. And then we started moving to giving a criteria for her to get that YES. So as she goes, there'll be different criteria that will get her a YES at different times. She's got to figure out what can get her what she wants and how can she actually do that. So the first one we did was eye contact, which is the basics of engagement training. It's paying her for naturally offering looking at you, which make looking at you far more valuable, because when you go outside, if you want to be more interesting than a squirrel, another dog, a brand new person that she wants to see, you have to build up the history. You can't just say, no, you can't do that, and that be enough motivation for her. Because one thing that we'll go over with the e-collar a lot more later is you can't make her do anything. It's a tool for communication. It helps, it does help enforce, it does add an aversive, but it can't physically make her do anything. So we have to rely on our training and, more importantly, our relationship, because she can work great for me, but if you don't have the practice with her, she might love you, she might, but it's that respect aspect. A dog can love you and not respect you. So we want to make sure we've got both aspects of she's getting everything she needs to make sure that she's taken care of, so she doesn't want to go take care of her own needs somewhere else, whether that's I want to go have fun, I want to go eat more, I want to go chase a squirrel, I want to go see that dog. If you meet her needs first, and you've got the respect aspect on top of it of, oh, I know I need to listen to them because, then you've got a full-fledged idea of getting her to come back when called, getting her to listen. So, the other one we're working on this morning, Leia, you guys stand up. Come in. This way. There we go. All right. Is that luring. So in general at this stage, I don't really care how she's moving with me, just that she's moving with me. I can start practicing it on my left side to get her, yes, into the heel and start practicing her walking around me. But I'm also just practicing her moving in general because we're also going to use this for a down because you can lure her. Yes. That one's super easy because she wants to be laying down. Or Leia. Keeps tripping my brain up. I just had one not that long ago. Hi. Yes. So all I'm doing right now is marking and then releasing my thumb when she makes even a tiny step. So I'm not looking for her to walk with me. I'm looking for her to, that's it. All I want is a shift in her paw to start. And the timing of that is yes. And then the thumb comes off and she gets her food. So it's a little magnet hand. So if I go like this, she might follow me, yes. But her face is off of the treat, and I want to make sure in these early stages that I'm teaching her that her face needs to stay on. Yes, which means moving at her pace. Yes. There we go. But this lets us guide her into a whole myriad of different things. Yes. Good job. She's been on the place cot. I tossed a couple treats onto it just to get her onto it yesterday. Yes. Because this is what I like for training the place command because it's so low, but it's not on the ground. It's not fully flush with the ground like a bed where they have to physically feel a texture difference, but not a change in height. But it's not so high as the couch because I can guide her on a little bit easier. She doesn't have to jump up and down because I don't want them doing that all day, every day, when we're training at least. When you're at home, the couch works perfectly fine as a place command. But if we're training a bunch of reps, we're gonna make it easy physically. So then we can start using that luring. Yes. And if she's hesitant to get on, I can mark her at different points. I don't have to just reward her once. A good example is teaching kids skills, where if you're trying to teach them a physical skill, you don't only reward them for a finished, complete product. You reward, oh good, you touched your hands to the floor and you managed to kick your feet a little bit, good job. Oh, you managed to get your feet a little bit higher. Oh, you didn't fall over this time. What a good job. You're rewarding for small approximations that get her closer and closer to exactly what you want. But until we have that full behavior, yes, that we want, where she can consistently get into a command, get into the desired behavior, we don't add a word to anything, and we'll go over that a little bit more in the future. Today is just focusing on the acquisition of different skills. Yeah, you like that bed? You just like laying down. Every chance she gets, she's laying down. Hi. You're sweetie. So that is our goal for today. is starting to work on the acquisition, maybe a little bit of automation of teaching her what words go with what. But that's kind of the plan.
Our afternoon, we're working on engagement training. So getting her to naturally check in with me more often. Exactly what we're working on right now is what I'll have you guys work with her on when she gets home. So watch closely. The important parts are, I'm not asking her for anything. While she's doing things, she gets to do whatever she wants. I'm not asking her to come. I'm not asking her to sit. All I'm doing is when she naturally offers eye contact, I'm marking that that was their correct decision and rewarding. Got plenty of time. And all I'm gonna do is hang out right here. The hardest part about this for humans is one, the not talking to them part, that you're just standing here, you're just waiting. That's all you're doing. And number two, not being distracted. Yes! Because if you're not looking at her, she can't look at you. So you can't be on your phone to practice this exercise. It just doesn't work. Yes! And now that she got it once, yes! Ah, good, there we go. I said it and then she looked away, so I was waiting for her to do that again. So what I don't want is for her to then just sit here spamming, looking at me, yes, forever and ever and ever. So then we can start moving around again. This is one where right off the get-go, it's not gonna be continual reinforcement for all of engagement ever, because if you praise her every single time she looks at you ever, then you're just gonna be feeding her all day, because dogs basically are black holes, most of them. So we teach her that that is what we want her to offer more often, but from the get-go, it's that variable reinforcement, so it's a gambling effect. She wants to do it more because she's never sure when the next time she does it, if she's going to get rewarded or not. It's like checking in with your parents about, hey, can I have a cookie? If you think eventually they're going to give you a cookie, you're just gonna keep asking. Because as long as there's no punishment for asking, and it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to ask for a cookie, yes! So there's a perfect example of my motivator. My primary reinforcement is not more valuable than what she's doing over there. Yes! I told her that she could get a reward. Good girl. And she said, no, right now, over here is more important to me. This is what matters right now. And that's what engagement training does over time. So over time, it makes it so that you are just as valuable as other things around there. Checking in with you becomes more important. Paying attention to where you are becomes important, because you can't make eye contact from around the corner down the block. Creates a dog who wants to check in, who wants to stay near you, who's engaged with being around you. Yes! Okay, girl, so sure I got snacks. Do you want it? But what you've got to offer her matters, because everything with dogs is transactional. She's weighing how much my food pays versus how much sniffing pays. Sniffing for them is the same as hunting. It's problem solving. It's using your brain, and that's what they need to do in their life. They're programmed to do that. So if we want her to do
something else or to be able to come off of doing other things, we have to make ourselves valuable. And that comes through time and practice and repetitions, not through, oh, this time I have chicken, this time I have steak. I can get her attention because I have a high value reward. It's not that. It's the repetition over time that makes the difference. But, you know, there are definitely some times where steak and chicken and hot dogs are fabulous to have. We're not going over in their yard. I don't want you pooping over there. It's not my yard. My street's a dead end, so. Your paw's stuck. So right now she's looked at me a couple times, but I haven't rewarded her for it because she's doing other things. I know she doesn't care. She just wants to be a dog. So we have to factor that in. Yes! Into training as well. Good girl. It's like asking a 3-year-old for too many high fives. Eventually they're like, okay, I had fun. I showed off my trick. I'm done. See, she doesn't want my snack. She doesn't care.